Alright, hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Thezalbee here with Thezalbee's Review Couch. Welcome to the second episode, which we will be reviewing Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Now, Assassin's Creed Syndicate takes place in the world of London in the late 1860s, where you play as either Jacob Fry or his twin sister, Evie Fry. Let's start out with the graphics of the game because they're actually on current gen consoles, so we really don't need to talk about them that much because the graphics look absolutely spectacular. With a few drops in frame rate though, whenever you're looking over the city, especially going through synchronization points, you see the frame rate drop a little bit, maybe to about 15 to 10 frames per second, I believe. I'm not a Digital Foundry member, so I don't know how much the frame rates are, but it does take a small drop in actual frame rate quality. Second off, let's talk about traversal in the actual city of London. Traversal in the city of London is made so much easier and so much more fluid due to the including of a grappling hook. The grappling hook actually shoots out probably about maybe 50 meters ahead of you and allows you to zip line through the actual gaps in the city. Now, beginning when I got the grappling hook, it was a little bit hard to actually figure out which areas I could actually grab onto. But going throughout the game, actually getting a couple hours more into it, I was feeling like a pseudo like Spider-Man going throughout the city of London and killing people from a zipline. Fighting in this game though has also given itself a bit of a downturn in actual combat speed. You actually do have a lot more ability to counter an opponent by pressing B when the actual icon above their head turns yellow, but you also have a chance to break their defense as well by pressing A or X, whichever console you're playing on. Weaponry throughout the game has also changed. You get 3 different types of weapons for melee combat. One thing that you start out with is actually some brass knuckles. Brass knuckles are usually dealt with non-lethal damage, but they can be upgraded to become lethal throughout the game. Another item that you get with the combat is a cane sword. The cane sword can actually be used for non-lethal and lethal combat. And the last weapon we're going to talk about for melee combat is actually a kind of dirk-like dagger. I don't exactly know what it's called per se, but it's a more of a slicing and dicing type of actual rogue-like weapon. All of these different types of weapons make it seem like for different types of gameplay throughout the actual game. So if you ever want to be a non-lethal beat 'em up kind of fisticuffs kind of guy, you're going to go with your brass knuckles. If you want to be lethal and a little bit more on the non-lethal side, you're going to go with the cane sword. And of course, if you want to go full on balls to the wall, knives, slitting throats, and all that other good stuff, you're going to go with the dirk dagger type of item. So we're not going to talk about the story that much, mainly because it's spoiler territory for everyone because everyone loves the Assassin's Creed storyline. But all I can say is that going through each different storyline, you do start to see a branching path of Evie going more or less after her father's legacy, and Jacob actually going after his father's legacy, going through kind of taking over the actual city rather than going looking for the pieces of Eden in the city. There are 2 types of skill trees in this game. One is actually the skill tree for your gang that you're building up through taking over gang territories throughout the game, and the other one is actually for Jacob and Evie. Now both Jacob and Evie level up at the same time, but you can level them up differently. Jacob and Evie's skills are broken into 3 different types of trees. One is a combat tree, another one is a stealth tree, and another one is an ecosystem tree. Now of course, if you ever watch any type of gameplay of this game, you can see that Evie goes more or less towards a stealthy like combat, and Jacob is more or less the fisticuffs kind of guy. This actually shows in their skill tree, with Evie going out toward a more stealth-like approach in their skill tree, and Jacob going more or less towards a combat role in his skill tree. Both characters do have about 3 different skills that they can gain for their own actual skill tree, but the rest are kind of a meta-like, they both can have each other's skills. But going throughout the game, I kind of geared Evie towards the stealthy, like cutting people's throats and actually stealth events, and I made Jacob go more toward the actual combat fisticuffs. Hey, I'm going to get in there and actually kick some ass type of level up. going throughout the game, I actually kind of realized I should have gone for more of a certain type of skill in the actual gang skill tree to actually make it easier on me to buy different items going throughout the game. Because early on in the game, money does not come easy. Once you get about to maybe level 5 or level 6 in the game, which is about a couple hours in, you start raking in money doing different types of escort missions that allow you to steal cargo ships or steal different types of carriages. This actual gang skill tree makes it a lot more easier to purchase random items throughout the game, including discounts on bombs or any type of other items that you may consume, and also discounts on weaponry and including armor that you're going to be upgrading throughout the game. It also gives you more opportunity to level up your actual gang members whenever you're pressing RB to come have them fight by your side. Each borough has its own gang leader. Now the only way to get to a gang leader is by completing the actual missions inside that borough. These missions are separate from the story mission, but are labeled throughout the actual synchronization points like most Assassin's Creed games. Now one thing I'm completely glad they took out was most of the following missions that you can fail. Following missions actually now take place in if you lose someone, you actually gain a chance to actually go find them out in the world. So let's say I'm following a carriage and I can't find them, or I lose them, then I go out and actually find the carriage, go hijack the guy and kill them. I don't get automatic mission fail, which is absolutely fantastic for me in the way I play this game. Now, if you want collectibles in this game, there are actually a few different types of collectibles, and they are literally riddled throughout the land. Each time that you get a synchronization point, it seems like more and more of these collectibles pop up, but that's not a bad thing for me. It could be a bad thing for more of you completionists out there. I actually really did enjoy flying throughout London with the grappling hook and making me feel like this sort of superhero, like assassin, dropping down and killing people from zip lines, like I said before. I also enjoyed the different types of weaponry throughout the game and the way you can upgrade them. Now I'm going to give this game a 4 out of 5. Thanks guys for watching. I'll be back next week with another review of, I don't know which game yet, it will depend on which games come out next week. Probably the most likely content will be Fallout 4, but we're going to get to that probably in about 2 or 3 weeks. So thanks guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and follow me on Twitter at Thezalbee. I'll see you guys next week. Bye everybody.